How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. This is the GTPlayer foldable racing chair. They sell 3 different kinds in different price ranges. This would be considered the mid-tier one. The cheaper one doesn't include a chair. Instead, it's a frame that holds the driving wheel and the pedals in one structure. So you gotta pull your own chair up to this. It's not attached to it so that there's a chance that if you push on the wheel, your chair is gonna push back. This mid-tier one, it's about 23 inches off of the ground. It's attached to the seat, so there's no chance it's gonna shift on you while you're racing. The more expensive version, it's a bit lower to the ground, around 10 inches, so you can kind of feel like you're in an actual race car. In practice, it might matter more on how high your TV is off of the ground. If your TV is low enough, of course, it's a little bit better to just sit closer to the ground. But I think after you're playing for a while, you don't really notice that anyway. So let me get into this thing and show you how that works. After you assemble it together, you can pull on this red piece on this side, and the entire racing wheel pulls up. So you don't really actually have to like get in this way and snake yourself in there. So you pull this up, just sit in here. There's a back pillow and a neck pillow. Comes in different colors. I chose the red version. And then you pull it back down. Make sure it goes in that notch. You pull this red piece towards you and it locks it in place. I have a Logitech G923 racing wheel. It fits in there just fine. Only 3 screws would actually fit on the pedals though, but I find that's sufficient in holding it in place. The brackets are compatible with most popular racing wheels. At the lowest setting, the front of the seat is around 19 inches off the ground. We can go up in one. This makes it around 21.5 inches, and the highest setting is around 23.5 inches off the ground. So you can sit at various heights depending on your needs. I'm about 5'8", and the height of the wheel is just low enough. You can't actually lower the entire racing wheel, but you can effectively do it by tilting the racing wheel down. This allows a little bit of adjustability, but as you tilt it down, the racing wheel is going to be more vertical rather than sort of tilted forward. That's something I wish they integrated into this chair. Perhaps some kind of brackets here where you can raise and lower this. I found the adjustability of the pedals just fine. I can adjust it to the amount that is comfortable for me. The seat feels like a bucket seat. It's in a hammock style because it's essentially putting a band in 3 different spots and you're sitting right in the middle. So you kind of cradled with these bands. It's pretty reasonable that when you have it all set up, it's gonna look nice and all, it's functional and everything. But I think when you see foldable chair, you think you can fold it all up, it'll turn into a small thing, it won't be in the way in your living room. So let's try to do that. So first we can pull this wheel up like that, lay it down. I'm trying to not pinch any cables here, and maybe pull these pedals forward and kind of lay it like that. It kind of compacts itself a little bit more. The total length is about 60 inches, and if you have the shifter pedal here, it's gonna be about 31 inches wide and 20 inches tall. You might stick this in the closet somewhere for storage. So let's try to stand this up vertically and see if it stores well that way. It takes quite a bit less room than, you know, when it's fully expanded. Because I have the racing wheel installed, it's kind of pushing up against this chair, preventing it from being folded any further. If, let's say, you take off the racing wheel, if you fold it any further together, this block that holds the shifter is going to get in the way. So you're not going to be able to fold this completely flat. Unless you're not using the shifter, then you might be able to fold it a little bit more. In terms of cushioning, it comes with this 1-inch thick piece of foam that you could remove. It just sits right on top of your chair like this. It's kind of like one of those beach chairs that's tied down with these seatbelt-like fabric. For the pedals, let's look at the back right here. The Logitech G923 has 6 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was only able to fit 3 of the screws, but I find this sufficient for holding it down. The pedal area has a really large range. The bracket is held down by these 2 screws, and you can basically slide this all the way from here up 2 more inches or down about 6 inches. So I think the adjustability of the pedals is very good. You can either mount your shifter just straight on this, or it comes with this additional bracket where you can put this on top and extend this bracket area. This will allow you to attach a shifter on one side and a handbrake on the other. Anytime you have something like this, it takes up significant living room space. So you have to consider how much room is it gonna take up. If you have plenty of space, I would recommend getting the full size one because it is lower to the ground. Because the height setting of the wheel, it's not fully adjustable. I think my height is probably the shortest you should be in order to fit this chair or their more expensive chair. Because if I'm any shorter, I feel like I'm gonna stare into the wheel rather than at the screen. Right now, I've already set the wheel as low as it can go. I don't think I want to tilt it any further down because it's gonna turn the wheel like towards me, and that's an awkward angle. So vertical is probably the lowest I want to make this wheel. I hope this video was useful so that you don't have to buy this and find out the wheel is a little bit too tall for you, or that maybe you thought it could fold up completely. If all this still sounds good to you, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.